Manchester United transfer drama continues with 2 weeks left of the window. Is there going to be movements? It's like you've been having this Mexican hot in, hot out. We're not talking about bowel movements, of course. We're talking about this carnage of transfer movement. Alejandro Garnacho, Chelsea or Napoli? Is there a twist with Napoli demanding Alejandro Garnacho and extorting Manchester United for Patric Dorgu? What is the latest story? Is Man United doing the deal or not? Who else is coming in? And Marcus Rashford is kissing the ring of Ruben Amorim, wants to play for Man United again. Guys, this is Mick Ruby from MUFC Morning Show Brew. Whatever you're drinking, raise your glass. I'm having a cappuccino. There's nothing better than a cup of coffee in the morning. Let's go, people. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Now get some blood circulation in. Stretch your arms and legs, and let's go.
And Garnacho!
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
Will you be in the dugouts at Old Trafford on Sunday? I will be here. Definitely.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go. Good morning, people. How are you all doing? This is the question that I keep asking. How do you feel to be a Man United fan today, especially when it's about 14, 15 days left of the transfer window? We saw Ruben Amorim is the end of the year jingle saying, I will be there, but I'm still fuming. And I'm very fuming regarding the Brighton results. And apologize for having been live. I've been traveling, been super busy. So this is kind of the first live show that I do in a couple of days, just to take a little bit step. But I want to hear from you guys. How do you feel? Will we get some business done? And apparently there was some big scruffle, according, if you read the reports and news, that after the game, the players had a fight in the dressing room. There was seriously this noise coming out there. And basically the Brighton games was doing dance in the tunnel, mocking United players, and arguably so. But good. I think that's good. If they didn't show the fight on the pitch, at least they showed the fight that they absolutely give a shit in the dressing room. Hopefully there was some punches flying. Hopefully there was kind of a wake-up call that you guys are shit. And Ruben Amorim, by the way, called out the transfer market, called out the owners, called out the players. Let's play this clip. And I just absolutely applaud him. Add this to the stage.
Premier League we want to. I know that. Imagine what is this for a fan of Manchester United. Imagine what is this for me. So we are getting a new coach that is losing more than the last coach. I have full knowledge of that. Like I said, I'm not going to change, no matter what.
And he's not going to change. He's calling the players out. He's calling for Ineos to give me my players. You know, we're going to continue suffering. And that's what he's been saying since day one. We will suffer. Ruben Amorim knows the situation. Ruben Amorim needs a left wing back, right wing back. He needs reinforcement. These players is not his players. This is a conundrum of Erik ten Hag buying 15 different players that didn't fit at all. Let's continue, Ruben.
And I know we can succeed, but we need to survive this moment because I'm not naive. And I know that we need to survive now. So we are being the worst team, maybe, in history of Manchester United.
And I agree. Currently, we are the worst team. But also, players that cannot play football, in my opinion. I mean, what is the difference if you're playing 3 in the back? 3-5-2 or 3-4-2? I mean, come on, guys. This is a football players. Of course, this is the worst team ever witnessed, but it's all mentality. This is Ruben Amorim saying, I tried bloody everything. I'm calling you out. So anyway, big up, Ruben.
This for of that. Like I said, I'm not going to change, no matter what.
Not going to change, no matter what.
We can succeed, but we need to survive this moment because I'm not naive.
And this moment is the transfer window. I would say that Ineos, this is your man. Back your bloody man. Open up your wallet and get us some signings. Because right now, Ruben is suffering and the fan base is suffering. And some, social media are already turning on him.
And I know that we need to survive now. So we are being the worst team, maybe, in history of Manchester United. And I know that you want headlines. But I'm saying that because...
But he gave him the headline on purpose, in my opinion, if you analyze. I know you want headlines. He said that on purpose to call out these lazy players, to call out Ineos, to cry out, give me signings. Give me signings.
we have to acknowledge that and to change that. So here we go, your headlines.
And that is the headline. That is the overarching headline. Man United needs to do business. The squad is not simply good enough, or they're not technical gifted enough. If you look at the Brighton game versus Man United in isolation, Brighton has done astute, good signings, looking at the grassroots league, looking at bringing players from South America, technical gifted ballers. You know, if you look at the Man United team, we start Mazraoui and Dalot as wingbacks, but they are too defensively minded. So we ended up being pinned back, playing 5 in the back, and that is not good enough. And that is not going to work under Amorim's system. Anyway, guys, good morning to you. How do you feel after the Brighton game? I am still fuming. We're going to dive into the news as well. But before we do, I'm going to shout you guys out. Soul Surfer is in the house saying yes. Coming in from Twitter X, how you doing? And by the way, congratulations for Donald Trump. The inauguration yesterday was a massive delivery speech. Free world, free press, freedom of speech. I'm more exciting. Jolly Mamin in the house. Good morning, Jolly. What you saying here? Sounds like Dorgu is not the only one on the list, but another signing looks like it's happening. Not sure who yet. Listen, Dorgu, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Manchester United not potentially triggering the buyback clause from Alvaro Fernandez. We know that we've been sending scouts out for Alvaro. Alvaro, for me, is the one that will hit the ground running. You know, that will be a transformative signing for United. All you need to do is to trigger that £16.7 million buyback clause, right? Alvaro is no risk. He knows the club. He played with the first team. He's well integrated. If you get him over the line, trigger that release clause, you will have an instant success. It wouldn't take you months to integrate to the team. We need a left wing back ASAP, and Alvaro Fernandez for me is the one. But there's another twist in the story that I want to cover as well, that Man United have a 50% sell-on clause. So this might be Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the team looking at weighing up apples and pears and thinking, do we need a left wing back, or should we just wait for another club to come and buy Alvaro Fernandez and we will make money in the summer? This is how badly the situation is. On the other hand, Ruben Amorim is calling out, give me my players. And then Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the board sitting there and saying, twiddling on the thumbs, maybe we look at some cheaper alternatives for you. And I know that Alvaro Fernandez is top of your list, but if we sell him in the summer, we get half of that money back in the cash kitty. This is how badly it is. And everyone knows that we've been crying out for bloody left back for 18 months. 18 months they have been having time to find a left back. But Patric Dorgu, I did, a video about this 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I've been talking about it. He is my preferred choice as well. A very technical, gifted Danish 20-year international. Very lightning, quick, fast. He is leading in terms of chance creation going forward. I think it's on the 79th percentile, but also very good defensively, right? But still, this is a one for the future in a way. Like, this is still development process. This is not ready-made players, and if Patric Dorgu comes in, he will need an adaptation period as well to get warm into the clothes, to get to know the teams, the players, the Carrington, XYZ. Until he's ready, it might be 2 months in and he will get his first start. Who knows? But if we sign Patric Dorgu here right now, he will be an instant starter because we cannot play Dalot on that left wing back. It's proven. We cannot play Mazraoui on that side either. It's proven. So I'd rather leave Dalot and Mazraoui to the right to battle it out. Right? And as a matter of fact, I would rather use Mazraoui as a, right-sided centre back. That is arguably been his best position, in my opinion. Anyway, that is kind of a little bit shambolic. We're going to dive into the transfer danger, where we are at these transfer stories today with Dorgu and Garnacho as well. What are you saying here? John O'Connell. Morning, Mick. Did you see that De Gea has made 17 mistakes leading to the goal over 12 years compared to Onana, who's made 10 mistakes leading to goals over 2 years? Don't get me started, mate. Don't get me started. I know when we were looking at the Sir Alex Ferguson, of course, Sir Alex went through different goalkeepers. 100% he did until he got it right. And he put his eggs in the basket of young De Gea, which has been a fantastic legend of the club, right? How many times have he saved us? but he's done some howlers too, and that is the nature of a goalkeeper, John, right? But for me, what is the purpose of having a goalkeeper? What is the job description of a goalkeeper? Very simple. You have the only one on the pitch that can touch the ball with your hands. So your job as a goalkeeper is to stop the bloody ball to go into the net, right? But in today's modern play out from the back, seems like we're looking for a centre-back / goalkeeper, somebody that's good on his feet. So that is the evolution. So for me, that doesn't work. Onana, ball distribution that we recruited for, doesn't work. But the problem is with Onana, as what you said here, is that low balls, like he's such a big body, like unit. So he's like an oil tanker trying to dive down. Every time we have conceded a goal or some mistakes, it's been from low going balls or some stupid, simple saves that you should do. Unorthodox in savings, you look like an ice hockey goalkeeper doing this, doing that, like reflexes. It's not simply good enough. It's been costing us way too many games and simply mistakes. And that howler, the 3-1 goal, was just like, what are you doing, mate? That was like, even like a Sunday pub till goalkeeper would save that, right? It's just like, wow. Next time, put super glue on your gloves so you catch the ball. If you know, you know. So I'm super upset, you know. But goalkeeper right now, it's not the first priority that we need. And I rather than see, you know, Altar Bayander being given a chance. We saw what Altar Bayander did against Arsenal in the cup, right? Fantastic shot stopper. That was David De Gea-esque in reincarnation. But his distribution was a little bit shocking, the way he was spraying out the balls. But that might be just nervousness. There's something that you can practice and learn on. But in my opinion, so good penalty savers, so good claiming the ball in the air. And if you give Altar Bayander a run, I would rather see him taking over and put Onana at the bench. You know, sit it out there, mate. You know, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, we also have Radek Vitek that we can bring back, you know, that is currently on loan. And what you're saying, Dorgu is not worth 34 million. No, 100% none. John O'Connell could get less points for that Ralph team. Yes, we are. We get maximum 42 points, mate. It's a shocker. For me, Ineos wrote off the season already. It's been written in the start. I've been saying this for numerous counter times. If you just backtrack on my video, if I said the minute the Zach Ten Hag 9 games into the Premier League, they wrote off the season. The minute they said we're going to change the system to a 3-4-3, that is like, okay, who is going to fit in this system? Well, we have the blueprint now. Nobody fits. Pretty much nobody. Garnacho looking to be sold. Garnacho is a white player. Rashford is a white player. The only one that has been adaptable is Amad Diallo. They can play, you know, number 10, right side of number 10, right wing back, XYZ, you know. And then you have, if you're playing 3 in the back, you need to cover large spaces, right? Lecce, that's used to playing in the 4 in the back, cannot do that. Like, you know, he doesn't have the engine to run and cover the wide spaces. And that's why you need a sort of a left wing back that has space and that can cover that, you know. And, you know, I would arguably say that, you know, Ugarte has been the one that's been gluing us and saving us with the dogginess. But one thing that doesn't work, is the partnership of Mainu and Ugarte. You know, next to Ugarte, you need a technical baller that can drive the ball forward. Mainu is not a number 8. I would say they put Mainu further advanced up the pitch. He's the kind of player that can sort of glide into tricky spaces, unlock, unpin, and he's such a dangerous, you know, figure in front of the goal, right? But to put Mainu as a deep number 6 playing in a double pivot, it's a waste of space. It's a waste of space. Good morning, Box. How are you doing? What you saying here? Box has a wish list. Dear Santa, for next year, you can get Chirk, Naipen, Alvaro Fernandez, VTech for 40 million. 100%, my friend. Good shout out there. Need to sell before we buy. Yeah. Yale is saying you need to sell before we get a new toy. Garnacho is the player who can rescue the club by removing him. Now, park that bus. Park that thought. Garnacho, what are we doing? I do understand that he's got value. He's the most sellable asset right now, right? Low salaries. We bought him in for 475 from Atletico Madrid Academy. And that is a homegrown player. So if we sell him for 50, that is a pure profit, right? right? But I rather than see Garnacho stay before we get players like Rashford out of the door. You know, Anthony's apparently gone on loan for Real Betis. Yeah, good, but we are kind of paying predominantly most of his salaries, right? So I'd rather see him going out, Rashford, Casemiro, and all these deadwood players than rather selling a youngster that is already established in the first team, Yale. What are we becoming? Everton, right? We are Everton FC right now, selling our best assets, youngsters, to a club. Potentially Chelsea has interest to buy him. I said, if Man United sell him to Chelsea, I will be fuming, in my opinion. The latest news is to say that Chelsea are still in the interest for Garnacho, and Garnacho is open for that move as well. So it looks like for me that Garnacho wants this move. It looks like he wants this move. So there's no smoke without fire. Di Marzio is reporting it. There is plenty of reports, including Fabrizio Romano is also saying this. A lot of journalists are now jumping on the story. But the thing is, why would you go to Chelsea? Enzo Maresca, there's like a squad of 40 players, right? You have, of course, your best mate there, Garnacho, Enzo Fernandez. They're best buddies. But if Manchester United are so desperate to sell to a rival club, I said, no, get out of here. You know, that is a massive failure. Massive failure of Ineos with the Rashford situation as well, that you can't get Rashford out of the door. You can't get Casemiro out of the door as of yet. You know, there were strong rumors that Casemiro is going for Saudi, 35 million plus all these wages. That's kind of died out. Nothing's coming out from the ether regarding that. So what are we doing? We spent 3 weeks in the transfer window saying it's all about outs. Who's gone out at the door as of yet? Only one player. Anthony, right? How much did we save on that one? Nothing, right? So it is a little bit on Ineos, in my opinion. And then we see in the suffering of, you know, Amorim. And Amorim, if you know, he knows about everything what Rashford has been doing, all these antics and all that stuff. There's no way he's going to walk back into the team. Reports saying regarding Rashford, by the way, that you all read it, you all seen it, that it's all media spin. His agent failed miserably in the tour of Europe, speaking to Milan, Barcelona, Dortmund, and everything. Failed miserably, that nobody really wants him, right? Now reports are now backspinning. Now they're backtracking to say, oh, there's no problem with me. I want to play for United. There's no problem with me and Amorim. Yeah, I want to play for United. Well, little bit too late, Marcus. A little bit too late. Well, there's a play in you, of course. If you pull up your bloody socks to your knees and just put in a shift rather than being that off antics player that you're bigger than the club, well, welcome. We need goals. But everything needs to come with you, Marcus. 100%. Like Ruben Amorim said in his first interview, it's up to Marcus, right? So for me, this is shambolics, a failure of the club. Of course, they let Rashford speak to other clubs. They trusted his incumbent, stupid brother as an agent that went around the tour and tried to pimp him up like he was some bloody world-beating rock star. They did their due diligence, and of course, if Napoli says we want Garnacho over Rashford, that tells you everything you need to know. They must have done their due diligence and said, nah, you know what? This sleeping pill addiction, this, you know, going out partying, this gambling, not respecting the manager, having this attitude, you know, the out life before football, nah, not for us, mate, you know. So of course, I still believe that Barcelona are clinging on because everyone knows the story. Everyone wants a cheap bargain for Rashford. Nobody wants to pay his 350. Even if Barcelona could afford it, they're not mugs. They will wait to the end of the transfer window to come into Man United and say, listen, we will take him. We will cover half of his wages. This is the way I think he will pan out. But at the moment, there's a lot of PR stories regarding Rashford going out there like, you know, oh my God, I cannot believe it, right? This is like, you know, everyone is reporting it. Like, is it his agent now going out to save egg from his face to leak out that, like, oh, we failed. Rashford has no problem. He wants to play for United. Let me know what you think in your comment section, guys. I'm very interested to hear from you what you are saying there. Let me just dive into what you're saying. Big up Samuel saying Marcus Rashford should join Tottenham. I don't care as long as he's out of the club, right? You know, my patience has run out, right? My patience is run out. Cristiano Ronaldo, according to what you also say, did a Piers Morgan interview, similar carbon copy of what Rashford did. He went to Henry Winter, the most respected journalist in UK, and said, I need a change. Yeah, here we go. They tried. They put it out there deliberately. Hasn't been playing for 8 games, at least, been kept out of the squad. For a simple reason why. You're a troublemaker. You're a bad apple, mate. What do you make believe in your mind that you can crawl back into the bed? No. Stay in the doghouse. Stay in the doghouse. I have nothing bad to say more that have been said and done by Rashford. But now, when Ruben Amorim is trying to construct a team that has cohesion and endurance, and everyone will run for each other, play for each other, no more player FC. This is down to Ineos, how you're going to solve it now. Either you back this man, don't allow him to come into the squad. I don't care. Send him to Ulaanbaatar, whatever, play in the Farmers League. I don't know. But he ain't going to come back to United like this to say, oh, wait, well, it didn't work out. It didn't work out. As a matter of fact, I will play an AI clip that I thought was very funny. Bear with me. This is an AI generated clip. So, guys, this is just AI fun.
On girls, to be honest, you know, partying, drinking.
Hang on.
I mostly spend my huge wages on girls, to be honest. You know, partying, drinking, that sort of stuff. I ripped off Manchester with my contract deal. I have no idea how they gave me this contract. Even I was shocked myself when they offered it. And once I got the money, I just stopped trying.
Stop being a footballer.
And aside from girls, I just buy luxury cars. Bugatti, Ferrari, Lamborghini. Also, I buy designer bags for all my girls. You got to keep these girls happy, you know. I have a huge £10 million mansion. It has a fitness room in it, which I never use, of course. I just love being lazy. I mean, why do I need to try when they give me this huge pile of money every week? You know what I mean?
Guys, this is the most funniest parody video. It's AI generated, but it's got some damning facts into it. It's the way the fans see it. And in the mind, what's going on in Rashford? Like, why should I try? They gave me this big money. Yes, in a way, it's true, right? You know, so what happened to Rashford is a conundrum. Like, you know, why should he try it? His brother got this bumper contract, 350. As soon as you got that, you forgot about football. You forgot about that football. And now you're trying to sort of, you big, you know, your entourage bigging you up that you're a world beater. You're not. What have you won? Europa League? That's about it. No Premier League, nothing. You're not worth 350K, mate. And now you discover that nobody wants you in Europe. Like, you did the touring, and now people want Garnacho. Anyway, a little bit banter in the morning. Hope you enjoyed that little bit clip. That was funny as hell, in my opinion. Lewis Clark is in the house saying Maino and Garnacho shouldn't be starters. They are not ready to. They should be coming on the 20 minutes to go. Are still making basic mistake and lack of physicality. 100%, Lewis, and that is a valid point. You know your football, right? I've been saying that as well. I think they're too early integrated, too hyped up, and too overused, right? Maino this season doesn't look himself, right? I don't want to put pressure on the kids as of yet. Garnacho did well as a wide winger, but as soon as he came in Ruben Amorim's system, he looks a little bit lost, right? He's not getting minutes. His ego has been dented. He's been speaking to his agent. You know, you got attention from another girl. It's like you're in a marriage, right, Lewis? You're in a marriage, and all of a sudden you're loyal to your wife, right, which is Manchester United in this analogy, right? And then you get 2 hot girls like suitors. They're like world beaters, good looking, right, trying to flirt with you. Of course, as a man, you have your ego. You know, of course, you're going to pluck your feathers and say, oh, I'm getting a bit of attention. But if I'm not getting minutes from my wife, if you know what I'm talking about without mentioning the world, of course, you're going to turn your attention to these girls, right? And this is what I believe. I mean, use your imagination when I'm trying to say it. But this is what I believe is happening right now. Garnacho is not getting minutes under Man United. He's been kept out of the bench. He was used to be like, starter scoring goals. But so far, it doesn't really work. And Man United looking at what can we sell to generate funds from Ruben, because he's suffering at the moment, right? We got players that are not fitting the system. We need to do something. And I think they're panicking right now. So big up for calling that out. And that transitions over to the stories, guys, that clearly today they are reporting that Man United and Napoli are meeting, and also with Lecce as well. They are meeting today to discuss. We've seen that the agent of Patric Dorgu has been in Manchester. Personal terms seems to be not a problem. Patric Dorgu seems to be very keen. He wants to join Man United. Why wouldn't you, right? You're Danish international. You watch Premier League. You have Rasmus Højlund there, which is your buddy from the Danish international squad. But it's according to report, according to Di Marzio and also Fabrizio Romano, that today is the day that Man United will have meetings with Napoli about Alejandro Garnacho and a meeting with Lecce for Patric Dorgu. Now, there is a little bit of a twist to that because we know that Napoli wants Garnacho. And there was some twist in saying that Lecce are looking for 35 to 40 million pounds for the service of Patric Dorgu, which is absolutely extortion. They know the Man United are interested. Hence, I believe they're trying to squeeze the lemon here. If you look at Transfermarkt, Patric Dorgu's evaluation price lies around 15 to 20 million euros. Man United are willing to offer 25 million pounds max. Right, it's been widely reported. We're looking 25 million. We're not going to overpay, but this is something that I believe that they are now doing some smart negotiations behind the scenes, because Napoli is claiming that they have the first agreement already in place for Patric Dorgu to join. Well, they said to Lecce, we will buy him with an obligation to buy and loan him back out to you. So it's a loan with an obligation to buy. It's a weird one, right? But they're also using this as a stronghold towards Man United, that they know Man United wants Patric Dorgu, and we know that Garnacho is wanted, highly desired by Conte, who took a Viagra pill and doesn't want to let go ever since they sold Kvaratskhelia. He's already set his target. Garnacho is the one that we want, but they are kind of not willing to pay the money that United want. Apparently, there's some fresh bids coming in to say that Napoli is willing to offer 50 million pounds for him. This is a final bid. And now we see the snowballing effect here. Now you can see that happening, right? So there is a little bit of a transfer twist, a transfer danger, what I see. What will this end up being? I can see the Man United going into Lecce to say, well, we can utilize the sale of this money for Garnacho, potentially, or we can utilize this money that we're selling Garnacho for other positions, because there was some reports by Laurie Whitwell to say the Man United are exploring other positions as well, just recently posted on Twitter X. So left wing back is not the only one. But the point of the story is, and I think I heard it somewhere in the grapevine before, that Man United are trying to do a loan with an obligation to buy for Patric Dorgu. Just being a little bit smart on the market to go to Lecce. Okay, we can agree on a 30 million or 35. We've seen it in the transfer window before, what they did in the summer. They paid a little bit extra on the odds to add the amortization payment structure. Like, we pay a little bit now, we pay, the rest in 3-4 years installments. This has been the Manchester United transfer strategy. So the way I can see this playing out now, this Italian drama right now, what we're going to witness today and follow today, United will speak to Lecce. They will most likely propose a loan with an obligation to buy, meaning buy now, pay later, right? But they will also then agree that by doing so, we will put in an extra interest on top. Yeah, you might get a little bit of a small loan fee right now, but the first real installment payment will come in the summer, and we can negotiate how we can sort of split it up in 3 years. That's brilliant, astute business. And this is the way I think they will do this deal, right? I don't think that they will utilize straight cash, right? No way. And I think that Garnacho at the end of the day will not be sold to Chelsea. I don't think so. There's some reports and confirmation reports that he is 100% on Chelsea's radar, and there's been conversations going with his agents and entourage. Aside from that, I'm just looking at for the news. Yeah, well, that's what I think. But I don't think that United will sell to a rival. I mean, why would you? It doesn't really make sense. So I think that they're going to go for that deal. Let Alejandro Garnacho go for Napoli. But the question is, where do you want to do Garnacho? I created a poll, by the way. So where do you think Ghana will end up? Yeah. And the poll result saying, it's a simple poll, guys. There's been 38 votes so far. Thank you so much for participating in this vote. Where do you think Garnacho will end up? Chelsea, Man United, Napoli. 64% of you said Napoli. And this is what my gut feeling is also saying. 26% says Chelsea, hell no. And 10% of you think he will not stay at Man United. So that tells you everything that you need to know, right? That tells you everything you need to know. Big up Compass Murph, massive difference in potential spending between and getting 50 million to 70 million with these rules. Yeah, 100%. You know what? If City gets away with the fine and no points deduction, it's going to be a carnage for Premier League. That means that the PSR, the FFP system will just go out the door, right? Premier League clubs will start suing them. So what's the point of having these rules if you can get away with the fine? Money talks, bullshit walks. That's what it is, right? Do we like the PSR rule, or is it hindering clubs to move forward? For me, it sounds like we are playing in two different leagues here. One is we're playing football. There's this one table, right? Premier League table. And the other one is the financial fair play rules, which is another table. What we're seeing, where do we sit on that table, right? We got to be careful so we don't get done or gets points deduction. It's absolutely ridiculous. So where are we heading with this? This is so ridiculous rules, and of course, if you look at Premier League, it is the best league in the world, and it's equal. The way the Premier League are spreading out the payments, they spread it out equally to each club. But not everyone is fortunate to have rich owners like City, like Newcastle. We don't have a rich owner, apparently. Ratcliffe is kind of broke at the moment. Broke ass millionaire. His money is all in assets. If you know, you know. But we missed that opportunity, and that is the Glazers' fault as well. Glazers needed to have quick liquidation, quick cash into the door. And therefore, they went with Ratcliffe. They took his money, his investment money, put it in the pocket, and the same, nothing has changed. So we missed that boat with Qatar. If Qatar would have come in, they would clear the debt. We would not be in this mess today, in my opinion. That's a massive difference, guys. But it is what it is. And this is who we are today, a mid-table club, right? I'm deeply disappointed. John Connolly saying City would not have given Haaland 9.5-year contract because they're not getting away with it. This is something very suspicious for me. And everyone is thinking, are they getting away with it? Right? 115 charges. And you go and give Haaland a contract? You're going spending big on transfer market? You're building a stand? Right? They must have, in that case, excuse my French, right? My language. They must have prepared the biggest massive brown paper envelope the world has ever seen and slipped it under the carpet of the table, because this reeks, people. If they get away with this, it reeks 100%. This went to the Sports of Arbitration Lausanne in Switzerland, and they did something called timestamp barring. That means that they overruled until there was no evidence left to be presented. They lawyered up, they sued up, and the UEFA was so frustrated, and they said, even the president said, we know you're guilty. So they handed over all the evidence to the Premier League that's been doing the investigation. So if they get away with this, I'd be fuming, to be honest. And if that's the case, I want to see all cards being presented, everything being presented, the ruling why available to the public, right? To the public domain. So there is no element of corruption or cheating, right? That's what I think. 130 charge, 115 suit. Maybe, you know what? Maybe for them it's not, it's pocket change. Maybe they are too arrogant, thinking, we're gonna get away with it. But we don't know. That's the thing, right? But at the end of the day, it's like you're protecting your assets, right? What if they get relegated? By giving Haaland that massive contract, that means that, hey, they can charge like 1 billion for him. You know what I mean? If you want Haaland, pay 1 billion. That's it, right? We don't know. But so far, rumors and speculations, right? I certainly want to see a fair trial. I want to see, once the verdict's been done, I want to be available to the public, transparency. Yeah. not to sort of sweep it under the carpet. But, you know, at the end of the day, politics and football don't go together. Like, you know, there's massive influence what, you know, Sheikh Mansour has over UK, all the land and banks and infrastructure and all the investments. Maybe that plays a big part, right? And that is, in my opinion, also the 1%er in the food chain pyramid. Like, you know, they are the most richest and powerful, and they control the world, you know. But we are not that channel, you know what I mean? Anyway, big up George Vukovic, big up Mick City. Yeah, George is saying, like, Mick City by the way out of FA is dodgy. If it happens, it is stupidly dodgy, right? I think that would be the end of the Premier League, and we might see a Super League forming up. Like, you know, this is what the rich owners want. They want, like, you know, endless of money to be spent, right? Real Madrid never gave up. Barcelona, they won't. But you know what? Premier League is the Super League of the world. Yeah, it's the best league in the world, the fastest, the furious. And the money is there, right? You got the best coaches, the best analysts, best players almost playing there. And it's not like a slow league. Like, you know, every game is unpredictable, right? You don't know if you're going to lose against Southampton or Bournemouth. And look where Nottingham Forest is right now. This is insane. And this is why I love Premier League. And I want it to be successful. And I don't want any cheating, in my opinion. Anyway, Robert, what you're saying here, it will take 200 years before Man United can win the league. Are you feeling that way? In a notion, in a sense, I've been thinking what you said there as well, Robert, to be honest. I was thinking, if we look at our transfer strategy, we are buying potentials, right? But if I look at the squad, we need desperately leaders, ready-made players in certain positions. I get that, like, you know, to get the up-and-coming Mbappes, yeah. Ratcliffe said it himself when he first took over. He said, we are not here to buy the next Mbappe. We're here to develop and find the next Mbappe. We're not here to buy the Mbappe. So that is the transfer policy. But our squad desperately need leaders, desperately need ballers. Yeah. Patric, Dorgu, to me, if you know, you know. If you check them out, I've been scouting Dorgu for years. If Man United get this over the line, which is very advanced at the moment, I think that they will get Patric Dorgu on the line. That is a massive improvement to Ruben Amorim's system. Why? Dorgu is lightning fast, people. He's so technical gifted. He is really attack-minded going forward. But the most important thing, he can defend as well. It's going to be a tricky customer to handle, right? I embrace the signing if Man United do, but apparently we are looking for other positions as well. Cheap striker options. Again, potentials. We are not scoring goals. We are not scoring goals. We need a Gyökeres. Please give us a Gyökeres and Osimhen on top in the summer. Please don't say that you are banking on Rasmus Højlund or Xerxes to become good. They got potential, but they're not developed, right? And if you get another potential loan striker or cheap striker, apparently we are heavily linked to, what's his name from Dortmund, Getz or something. Well, what's his name? Jesus Christ. I forgot his name, guys. Let me just pause this for a second. Sorry for catching up. What was his name? Gittins. Yes, Gittins. I don't know much about Gittins. Gittins. Apparently scored 11 goals this season. Very tall specimen. Yeah, I checked him out yesterday. It's like, okay, but that is a potential, guys. That is a potential. Okay, take care to you. Work calls, whatever you are. I know you're on, you know, in the call work and whatever, co-working, co-commuting. Big up all, and don't forget to smash the like on the way out as well. Let us get at minimum 200 likes on this stream. If you're watching a retrospective free content, people, this is now the domino effect starting. This is what I love to thrive in. There's 2 weeks left, and now we're going to see movements, right? Movements like bowel moments. Hot in, hot out. In, out. It's like, but, you know, jokes aside, you know, I like my analogy in jokes. Like, it's about you going to this Mexican chili restaurant. Hot in, hot out. So you eat something, what comes in must comes out. hopefully it will be hot. In this case, what's going on with Casemiro? Will he go? What's going on with Rashford? Will he go? Arguably to say that he cannot just walk into the team again. No. And at the same time, this is Ineos messing it up. Because all of a sudden, if you're not going to play Casemiro and Rashford, that's costing you 700k a week on unplayed players sitting on the bench. Unplayed players sitting on the bench. So guys, anyway, beautiful people, I hope you enjoyed this stream. George Wukulic in the house saying, Mick, not win the league until we get Glazers out. Please, 100%. Gyökeres has scored 33 goals in 31 games, but apparently he's an average player, lol. I want this guy so badly. Yeah, I do. But just to, we've been saying that we get a striker, we'll be all right. No, people, no. Our average service to the striker is 0.75. Just go look it up. We are not servicing the striker. So in order to get a striker, first fix up your creativity. Bruno Fernandes playing a little bit deeper. He's the only creator that we have. Meno is not a creator. Ugarte is not a creator. We need a left wing back, which is apparently Patric Dorgu is a creator, 100%. What else do we have? Amad Diallo is a creator, 100%. He is. So we need to fix that spine first, that midfield, to be creative before you get a striker. Right? I think that Xerxes is becoming good, the way he's kind of dropping deep, linking up to play. But he needs to pick up his bike, be a little bit speedy, faster, but he's developing, he's learning. So I put my hand up because I was critical first, regarding Xerxes, that this ain't working out. But he took the critics on board and he proved us all wrong. So, I lift up my hand and say I was wrong. But I was very excited when we signed him in the first place, right? Deliso is saying, United, I want to Gyökeres, Kirkish, Edison, Araujo, United better for 2025. I think that in the summer, we will go for Gyökeres. 100% we will. I think the United looked at the option of getting Nuno Mendes. They saw it's too expensive. They turned around to, looking at Patrick Dorgu. This deal is exciting. I think this deal will happen. I think that Man United will go over the line. We've seen this before. Fabrizio Romano is reporting. David Ornstein is mentioning. And when they started to get involved, I think it's going to be a done deal. The only thing is that can stumble it is what I've been hearing here and what I've been reading is that apparently Napoli has a stronghold regarding Patrick Dorgu. They already agreed personal terms. They have still in negotiations with Lecce. So, but this same thing happened with the story regarding Bologna and Xerxes, and all of a sudden Manchester United just came in and hijacked it. So I believe that United could hijack this deal. And the way, as I said, what I believe that Man United will do is in loan with an option to buy it just to save some money for this January window. And if they sell Garnacho to Napoli, that money will be spent on other positions quickly. You will see that midfield, striker. So I hope this happens, guys. So click me on this one. This is my thoughts and feelings. I want to hear from you. How do you think that United will structure this deal, in your opinion? Cunha is the one that you want. I like Cunha. Is there in January. He's not signed a new contract as yet. Yeah, but there's going to be a carnage in the summer. People are going to sort of, chase his skirt. So is Cunha a one more for the wide playing position? If Garnacho goes, is that Cunha? Yes, if Garnacho goes, Jarle, then Cunha is a better option. Let me know what you think. Goals for George. Who has Amorim actually improved? Are the selections in the midfield correct? Are strikers improving? No. Does Erik ten Hag make fans give Amorim a false pass, free pass? He is gambling at United and the house always wins. Yeah, true. I mean, George, I can sort of dissect a little bit what you're saying, and I can agree. If you're talking about the midfield pairing of using, Ugarte and Meno, yeah, that doesn't work apparently. But he's experimenting. Then you don't have left wing backs or right wing backs, so you're using Dalot and Mazraoui, which means that we are playing 5 in the back eventually. But you can't really. I mean, I say I'm backing this manager, right? Obviously, he said in the early beginning that, prepare to suffer. We are suffering, right? But I'm suffering because I understand that these are not his players, right? You cannot judge the manager as of yet, because I judge the manager after signings. Let's put it like this, right? Imagine you walk in 3/4 into a season and try to make these shitbags that had the lowest running stats in the league to work and perform, you know? There's a famous saying that I use, an analogy. Would you stop a running stallion, or would you kick the mule in the ass? Well, currently, he's trying to kick the mule in the ass. But if there are running stallions, he would just let him run and roam. Fantastic. You know. Guys, what are we? Smash that like button. It's free content. What do we do? What do we deserve not to have likes? We have 21 likes and 360 watching. Come on. Whatever you're watching on X, Twitter X, come in here, smash the like for this video. 22 likes. My God. Good morning. Maybe you're still slumbering, sleeping like Man United, sleepwalking against the Brighton. So yeah, this is what's on my radar, and this is what I believe will happen. I think we're going to get a lot of movements, but I'm not so impressed with the Rashford situation, and I really hope that Ineos are now waking up and opening up the wallet and doing it smart, right? Ruben Amorim needs backing ASAP. As what we played the clip in the beginning, he called them out. He called the players out and said, we are the worst team in Manchester United history. I totally agree. But there was apparently some scruffles after the Brighton game in the dressing room, and I said, good. They need to fight it out, iron out. We need a little bit of aggression, because that simply was not good enough. We are playing Rangers on Thursday. Am I feeling confident? Yeah, why not? Rangers are okay team. They're like, to play Rangers, in my opinion, is like to play the bottom half of the Premier League. But yeah, if the players don't pick themselves up for this game, then there's something really wrong in their head of them, right? So I think that I would like to see Bayanda giving all the cup games. I think in the summer we might look for another goalkeeper. I had enough of the conundrums of Onana. He ain't working. Good talker, nice guy. I like him. But I look at the footballing abilities. Again, I look at what is your purpose as a goalkeeper. You got two hands. You're the only one in that 6-yard box that can command and stop the ball. You're not even commanding the box. It's a simple way. You go out to take the ball. It's there in front of you. You're like diving like Titanic. And oh, what happens? Did you just place a bet to lose? The Manchester United would lose. Any given Sunday, any goalkeeper will save that ball, man. You put glue and Vaseline on your gloves. We've seen it before. Why didn't you grip that ball? It's shambolic, right? He's been costing us. This is not the first time, right? So I said, no, I had enough. I've seen enough, right? The purpose of goal, is like Bayanda being a good shot stopper, commanding the box, claiming the ball against corners, saving penalties. But this idea of playing out the back, you're not even doing that, Onana. Your distribution is horrible at the moment, right? So in my opinion, we need to get him to sit on the bench, give Bayanda a chance, go recruit, and potentially go sign Patric Dorgu. That will improve us straight away. Get a midfield signing. And if Anthony's leaving, which is left, potentially we'll promote some kid from the academy. We will see. Lewis Clark is in the house. What you're saying here? We can't lose to anybody because we are soft, is what Lewis Clark is saying, 100%. Listen, we already qualified in the Europa League anyway to the next rounds as well. So, but if United win all the remaining 2 games, right, we will finish on top of the league on that table, which is favorable for United. For me, the Premier League is done, dusted. There's no way we can catch up top 4. It is, season is over, in my opinion. Realistically, if you look at the points tally, right? But anything can happen. All the teams can all of a sudden miraculously drop form and get injuries. But for me, we will maximum finish in 8th position. That's just me being real. But if we finish above that, that's just a bonus if we finish 6th. But the only way I see us, doing great at the moment, we're a cup team, is go win the FA Cup and the Europa League. Go deep in Europa League. If you win Europa League, you're automatically qualified into the Champions League. And that is massive, right? For me, Premier League season seems to be over. What can you do, Ruben Amorim? you've seen that these players are not really up for it mentally, start experimenting using academy players, under 21s, under 18s. If some of these players that you've been given not following the instructions, bench them. Simple as that. Bench them. Anyway, bye. It's time for me to say goodbye. I'm going to wrap up the stream. I'm going to thank you, all of you, for coming in. Douglas Ruiz, apparently also Manchester United loan deal. We will see what happens, but this is going to be interesting 14 days when we see a lot of dominoes effects. What we've been talking about is this is supposed to be the deal day. Man United is down in Italy talking regarding Garnacho deal with Napoli, also talking regarding Patric Dorgu, how they're going to solve this deal, as I believe will be a loan with obligation to buy. We will see anyway. Guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and good to be back to speak to you this morning. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and we potentially be back later on with Mark Nurse to do the M&M show. What's on Mark's radar? Guys, glory, Man United. I'm out of here. Peace. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC RealistTV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.